Season 1 MLG League playoffs coming up next. We have Team Kaliber versus Team EnVyUs. This is a huge matchup, Nadeshot. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Team EnVyUs actually knocked Team Kaliber out of Call of Duty Championships.
Yeah, they did. It was a really close matchup. If I'm not mistaken, it did go to Game 5, did it not? So Search and Destroy is going to be really a deciding factor for both of these teams. EnVyUs, TK, both very strong in that game type. You know, they're just going to be toss-ups. Round for round, they're going to go 5-5. I wouldn't be surprised. Envy's very talented, but TK just got those S&D studs just as well. You know, you got Gunjar, and then you got Sharp, who just always shut it down. You Formal in theory for the respawn, so it's going to be a really good matchup.
All right, so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to look at these teams real quick. Let's talk about, like, the matchup player to player. So we got Formal. I guess you can match him up with someone like Study.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Maybe Sharp and Rambo.
I don't know.
Or maybe Sharp and Mark.
I feel like Sharp, in theory, are both kind of hybrid players.
Okay.
They can really do anything at any given time. So I don't think they're really comparable. You know, I'd put Gunjar to Nameless or Gunjar to Merc. The matchups are weird because if you look at Envy, they have like 3 Slayers and an objective that just can all get it done at any given time. And then, honestly, I do feel like TK has 4 people on their team that can really play any role. Whenever they need to. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they match up overall. Obviously, we've seen them play before, so we know what to expect. But with teams like this, at the caliber that they're playing at, it's going to be a toss-up every time they play.
So who do you give the edge to? TK?
I think it's 50-50 right now. I'm going to go with Envy just because they're coming off a very strong showing at Call of Duty Championships. Obviously, second place, $50,000 each. That's nothing to complain about for a weekend of work, you know? So.
Pays the internet bill.
Yeah, it does. It pays many internet bills. So it's going to be a good match.
So let's talk about the maps in the series. So first map, we have Dom Strike Zone. Now, I don't know about you, but I personally feel that TK has the stronger SMG game. I think they're going to take map 1.
Strike Zone Domination is actually one of Envy's strongest game types and modes, map, whatever you want to call it. And then TK, they said that they've beaten Envy multiple times in scrims online on Strike Zone. We actually asked them what we should play against Envy for our vetoes, and they said, play them on Strike Zone. We beat it on all the time. So we're gonna go into this match and really not know what's gonna happen. I agree that they have very strong SMGs. Envy too. I think these two teams are just matched up so well. It's tough to say how it's gonna lean.
All right, so then Search and Destroy Warhawk, who do you have taken it?
I'm going to go with Envy.
Envy on that
Their
one?
Search and Destroy game is just too strong. Look out for Formal. He's definitely going to be bringing out that thermal sniper again, just like he did at CoD Champs. Very powerful sniper. Someone you want to have on your team. He gets picks for you, first bloods. But I have to give the advantage just to Envy because their Search and Destroy game is just so strong.
The map I'm most excited for in this series is number 3, Blitz Freight. It's going to be an absolute battle.
Oh, it's going to be hectic. I would love to get some listen-ins for that just because I know the call-ins are going to be insane.
All right, so 4th map in the series, Domination Sovereign. This one could be a bit iffy. We've seen, you know, teams just play around with home flags. We've seen teams work all sorts of crazy split spawns.
Well, yeah, the way of the spawns have changed. I think they mess with the logic a little bit because a lot of times, just like Strike Zone, if you push too far, even if you're not really at a home flag, they could still flip and spawn at the other one. You know, it's just gotten a lot more hectic, a lot more chaos since they did change that spawn logic. And I think this map is so close, it's teetering on the line of where it needs to be taken out of the lineup. Just because there's really no fluidity to the map, you know? I mean, you have SMGs that are pushing out everything 24/7, but just the spawns, you know, you get green spawn, you get back to A spawn, but it's just very hectic and it's not predictable.
What'll wind up happening, like if you're holding C, another team just sets up like a perimeter outside the C flag, you can even spawn out like directly on the A flag.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's just been very inconsistent, but I have to give TK the advantage, and the only reason I say that is because every time that I scrim TK online, they're not afraid to hop on B flag and try and win those one-on-one, one-on-two gunfights that you need to win to capture B. Yeah, that's one of the things that we focused on with Optic is that, you know, we did a very good job of getting control, but when we lose B control and then we have to get it back, we're trying to train ourselves, hop on the flag. If there's 4 alive, you're going to have to try and win a gunfight or 2, and that's going to be the deciding factor if you're going to win the map.
All right, the last map would be Search and Destroy Octane, which would be another phenomenal map to watch if it gets there. But before we start the matchup, we actually have the truth unfiltered moment of the game. Go ahead, check this out. All right, so here you go, Saints. He's on your screen here. It's Blitz against Curse Las Vegas. You see him get taken out by Mud Dog, but here is where Dito is about to go big. Look at his score. Right now, he's 22-12.
Monster.
Ooh, wow, he just got taken out there, but now it's going to be Sensor. So Sensor's actually played phenomenal this whole series. There's the knife.
Yeah, Sensor's been playing really well. And when I watched him play in the All-Star game, I was really surprised. Blitz Freight, he was absolutely destroying. You know, right now, he's holding the map for his team, going to be pushing this right side lane, and it looks like someone just passed him up. So, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if Curse LV got a capture out of this play.
Yeah, so a minute remaining. It's a 4-point game. So Curse Las Vegas, they're not out of this one by any means just yet. But you see Sensor, he's still on your screen. And Curse Las Vegas, they're making a game out of this, so they just got a goal.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all know how it turned out. You know, TK ended up taking the series 3-0, but we're actually hopping into the action. TK versus EnVy. We're on board with Rambo here in just a second. You know, you guys missed the first minute. But right now, EnVy does have the advantage. Rambo's actually 2-0 with 2 captures, so he's playing very, very well. We're hopping in right now.
Yeah, make his way inside the B flag. Just took out Formal, as it looks like EnVy, they're going to hold down B and C. So depending on where you're located on the map, the main spawn point you could get either inside B or outside closet. And outside closet is where I prefer to spawn in this scenario.
So when we played EnVy on this map at regionals, they actually busted out a spawn trap that I've never seen before, and I'm really curious if they can lock it in with TK this game. It has to do with C and B. You have to hold top hall, and then you have to hold the beer section of the map, and then they'll spawn courtyard every single time, and it's so hard to get into, but once you do, you're guaranteed a minute of a 2-cap.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough situation to be in, just spawning courtyard every time.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And they actually told me the only way to really counter it is to have all 4 push through Pro Shop and capture C, because when we played against them and we had to fight out of it, we didn't know what to do. And that was something that I was kind of disappointed in ourselves and myself in general, because I didn't have the right play call to get out of that spawn trap. And we could see a 3-cap here, huh?
Yeah, there you go. All 4 go down for Team EnVyUs. We're going to switch over to Theory as they're able to fend off the A flag. Now it's going to be Theory pushing towards B, but Nameless is going off right now. He was 7-3. He was on his 6-point streak, got 1 point in the game. As Theory gets taken out, well, Nameless is dead. Let's go over to Sharp, as it looks like he's starting to heat up.
Yeah,
never mind.
Nameless is coming off such a hot event. You know, arguably the best player to perform on EnVy at Call of Duty Championships. I'm just so proud of this guy, because in 2008, 2009, 2010, he always had a career in professional Call of Duty, but he's never performed like he has in this past year. And he's absolutely destroying it. Even in Black Ops 2, he won an MLG event with Unite Gaming, and he's just been playing so well for the past year.
He actually won here at PAX. Well, that was at PAX Prime, but he definitely has some good luck here. Team Kaliber, they're in complete control of the map right now. You see EnVy, they're constantly spawning inside the B flag area. So tough for them to push out. You're not going to get through Kitchen. Sharp able to lock down 1, but one more player might be able to sneak through Closet. Big kill from Sharp. He gets taken out.
Yeah, they were at a deficit early on in the game, and they really turned up to bring this game back. You know, Sharp obviously 10-6. Theory doing that dirty, nitty-gritty work that you need with 3 captures. They're rotating the map really well, and we have a tie game.
Here we go, switching over to Formal, currently on a 4-point streak. And he's just in charge of watching from bar, and this is the exact player you want watching. He could sit back on A2, A1, and he will hit those long-range SMG shots.
His gun skill is second to none. You know, obviously coming from Halo, you have to have precise accuracy, and that has carried over into Call of Duty, obviously just because he's been playing so well at all these events. And they have the spawn trap now. You know, they got him at C, but they're actually penetrating B. He's got to stay alive here. Goonjar needs to make big plays. And he actually is able to take out Nameless and almost gets another big kill, but they're going to lose control B. But look at that. The rotation is perfect. It's got to be circular around the map, because they're losing B, but they're at C, and they're ready to capture it already.
Yeah, perfect play. You lost position inside B, but you get the jump on the other team just by pushing over towards bridge. You take control of top stairs. Formal, big capture by him. There's a play coming down the staircase. Only going to be neutral for the time being, but Goonjar's there to jump on it.
And we got to give props to TK, because this is a map, strike zone domination, that's very hard to come back on. And they brought it down, they got the points back, and now they're actually holding this lead. They're up by 6, and like I said, their rotation is perfect. You know, they lost B, but they got to C, and now they have a spawn trap. But look at that spawn right there. Player from EnVy actually spawned in courtyard behind 2 players of TK, and Studdy's going to go for the neutralization and couldn't get it.
Rambo gets taken out. Team Kaliber, they might push him for the 3-cap. Theory going in for the cap, finds one off the spawn. That's going to be Nameless. Look at the minimap. Nobody
They're
from
going to lock
Envy
this
spawning
in.
Yeah.
And TK knows they're spawning C. Obviously, they weren't able to stop it, but they did capture B. They have that 2 cap, so no harm, no foul. And they're going to be coming out of this game with a pretty significant lead, especially for Strike Zone. It seems minimal, but this is a very hard map to rack points up.
Yeah, so now that TK, they're going to have the lead going into the half. All they really have to do is just trade flags the entire second half,
yep.
and they're going to come out with the victory.
And that's very easy to do on Strike Zone. You got to give props to Theory. 15-7 with 4 captures, absolute monster side. Gunjar did very well. Everybody on TK played consistently. I want to look for Envy to maybe slay a little bit more on the next side, and they could bring this back. But TK just did a wonderful job, and they're going to go into the second side with a nice lead there.
Yeah, Theory doing a great job just staying alive. He only died 7 times in 5 minutes. That's pretty darn good, and it's going to be a 15-point lead.
Especially on a map like Strike Zone. If you have 7 deaths, 4 captures, and 15 kills, you have to understand that the ability to be able to do that, he has such great map presence. You have to have the spawn knowledge, you have to have the timing, you have to have the team support. That's so hard to do, and that's why we got to give Theory that spotlight. He just did an amazing job for his squad. So underrated, Theory is.
Yeah, in terms of overall for like the entire Team Kaliber squad, they're all around the same amount of kills, 15, 15, 14, 14. So everybody putting in the slaying work, but Theory was the one getting them the good spawns just by staying alive, and he was also jumping on the objective, just a complete player.
Yeah, so obviously we want to see Study come back and have a good side. I think Envy can make this comeback, but like I've been preaching for the last 5 minutes, it's difficult to do on Strike Zone. So I'm going to give the advantage to TK for the second side. You can follow me on that, or you can disagree.
I'm going to call the
wherever
Envy
you
comeback
want to go,
story.
Revin. You're welcome.
Envy comeback story. They're only down by 15 points. If they get just one good push, if they win this break off here, they could control A and C, try to spawn trap in B.
See, with a small map like Strike Zone, I feel like we need to take leads and we need to scale them to how big the map is. Because if you go down by 15 points on Octane, that's no big deal. You can win
Even
a
if
side.
you're down by like 30, 35 points on Octane,
You can
that's
win a
doable.
side on Octane by 50 points, but on a map like Strike Zone, with how tight the rotations are and how much you flip flags, I think an 18-point lead is more like 20. I really do. Yeah, I feel like for Strike Zone, you need to add on 10 points to whatever deficit or whatever advantage you have and go from there, because it's just so easy to trade flags and keep the lead to a minimum.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Rambo, we didn't get a chance to see him off the start, but he usually rocks that Bulldog.
Yeah, I think we
was.
should spotlight him at the beginning, follow him around. Rambo, he's notorious for having a really good break on this map. Envy is notorious for having a really good break on a lot of dominations. And so if they come out just as explosive as they were on the first side, they should be able to do this.
And do you agree with that? Because Envy, I noticed off their breakout, they like to leave one on home flag, one around it, and they send 2 right to B. Now, I know my team, we kind of neglect B altogether. We just try to attack the enemy's home team right away.
My thing is with Envy is their strong suit is that spawn trap that they have. When we played them, we made sure we focused on B control, because when they had B, it just opened up the rest of the map for them. They were able to spawn trap a lot more easily. That's just where they're comfortable. That's just where they're absolutely the most comfortable.
All right, well, I just got word from my producer that round 1, it's going to get replayed. So we're going to get word from our referee, see what it was. But okay, so there's a controller issue. We're going to get a regame. So that 15-point lead TK has, it's out the window. We're on a fresh start.
So summary from Envy was a malfunction with one of their controllers. So that 18-point lead, or it was a 15-point lead, it's absolutely gone. We're replaying the map. So Envy's going to get redemption, and honestly, we got to give it up to both teams. Yeah. Just for something like that, some unforeseeable issue like a controller malfunction, the fact that TK has decided to replay the map, it's kind of like a similar situation with us at regionals.
Thanks for not forfeiting.
Well, we could have, and to be honest with you, as much as I would have liked to take the win, it wouldn't have been right, it wouldn't have been ethical, and we would have actually gotten a lot of trash if we would have taken that win.
Yeah,
so
I would have been furious.
I'm glad we played it straight up, and good on both of these teams. That just goes to show you the level of respect in competitive Call of Duty is getting at an all-new high.
Now, I believe this is going to favor Envy a little bit.
Yeah.
They kind of have a feel on how TK want to go about this map, and you know how quickly Rambo thinks. He's going to come up with a counter strategy.
Let's go on Rambo right now. I want to see what he's doing. So he's actually rocking the Bison. And if you guys don't know, which you should by now, with all the news that people come out on YouTube, there's actually a patch for the guns and the damage that they do. The Bison is a monster now. It was pretty good before the patch, but they increase the damage. It's still a little harder to control long range just because of the recoil, but look out for people using the Bison more often, search and destroy and domination.
3 down right now for EnVyUs. Merc trying to do some work around the map, finds one, takes out Goon. B-Flag currently being captured by TK. Here comes Merc. He's going to get shut down by Foremost, so TK, they're going to control the second flag earlier in this game, but you see C-Flag, it's already being captured. It's going to be Study on this one.
Yeah, Study actually kind of funneled himself into a trap. They got a spawn courtyard, and then someone was top wall, someone was top C stairs, and Nameless absolutely annihilated him in B. He's going to get on the flag, and he's most likely going to be able to capture this. If you look at the minimap, though, EnVy is sticking around double tents and A steps because they know that the A rotation is coming.
Yeah, we're going to have to switch over to Study. These are big kills from him, but he just gets swarmed. Who's that player behind him? It's Merc. If Merc could go big here, they might be able to hold on to this A flag. Only one player on it, another one near A2. Here comes Merc going for the challenge. So patient, hits some shots, but gets taken out as now Rambo trying to attack down towards C.
And I love this play by EnVy. They got kind of unlucky with the spawn with TK, how they got that back C spawn, but they were on the rotation while somebody was fighting at A. So they gave up that A push. They were already rotating. They knew that there was going to be a 2-on-1 at A, so they pushed C. And now he's probably going to get this neutralized. He might not cap it, but still the thought was there, and that's just the type of Rambo, the type of player he is.
He's going to cap it.
Yeah, no, he actually did come away with that. I'm impressed.
It was very impressive. Ed, he picks up a kill. Look around for more. C-Flag now getting contested by TK. Theory trying to go big at A-Flag. It looks like EnVy, they're starting to build themselves a lead here.
Yeah, and beautiful rotation again by Merc. That's what's going to win this game for EnVy, just those rotations. They've been strong on it already. This is more or less like a second side, so they've had a little bit of warm-up against TK, and they're playing it well.
Yeah, they have a great setup going right now. One player challenging Closet, another one playing safety and B, and then you got double tents and A-Flag completely locked down. Who's got to go big? It's going to be Study. Oh, he gets taken out. Merc trying to go through front bar. B-Flag currently neutral, but it looks like EnVy, they should be able to cap this.
Those are some big wins inside of B. Like I said at the beginning, B control is crucial for this map, and they did a very good job. And they're, look at this. Look at your mini-map. They gave up A control completely, and they're pushing out to C. If you're new to Call of Duty, if you're new to the competitive scene, that's how you play Strike Zone. It has to be a circular rotation. You have split decisions. That's what's going to win you the map.
Yeah, big win from Study as well inside that B flag, allowing them to maintain that in their control. But it was Sharp going big at the C flag, picking up 2. And from what I've seen from Study, I mean, you expect him to do bigger things.
Well, no, he's not
doing
too bad.
He's doing fine. Don't get me wrong, but
the pace of the game, they have the lead. Nameless was actually struggling at the beginning. He was 3 and 5, and now he's 7 and 6. So he's got 4 kills for 1 death. Every player can get hot at any given time, especially on a map like Strike Zone. I feel like Study 8 and 8, 3 caps. He's doing just as much as everybody else on the team.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at that caps column. He's doing a lot of objective work. But let's switch over to somebody from Team Kaliber. I want to watch this guy formal on your screen. So 4 players were down for Team EnVy for a brief moment in time as we're going to switch over to Theory.
So EnVyUs right now, they have an 11-point lead. Theory is obviously trying to push this B flag. It looks like TK is going to be coming around with this 2 cap and maybe even a 3 cap. No, I'm sorry. That was actually an EnVy on the A flag. But good big gunfight right there by Theory. He's going to take out another, and someone's pushing Kitchen. They're trying to get B control, but TK is doing a very good job of holding it down. Theory's going to be in a 2v1 in B. Gets shots down, but he's going to be taken out. But it stalled time for EnVy to or TK to make it back in there.
Just like in that first side of Strike Zone, even though it was thrown out the window, he did a great job just staying alive. It's plays like that that allow your teammates to rotate in, and now that they still maintain B flag control, Sharp was able to rotate in, and got to give it up to Sharp as well. 15 and 12, most kills in the entire game. Sharp
seems to be very comfortable on this map. I've seen him pull off a lot of nasty kill streaks, especially in other tournaments, and that's just continuing on right here. Like I said in the All-Star game, Sharp is just a wonderful player to watch. He's been around the scene, just an all-around great guy, and I'm glad he's finding success in Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah, 2-time national champion, only one other, and that's Mutation. But jumping back into the game, 3 down right now for TK. Gunjar, last one live as A flag. It's currently neutralized. You see it in the total score. EnVy currently up by a total of 3 points, which is not a lot.
Yeah, was I mistaken earlier? I thought they had a 15-point lead. Did I just gas on this whole list? I was paying attention to the scoreboard when we were talking about Sharp, and TK really brought it back. That's the second time. The first side, well, this is the replay, obviously, but the first time that we played this map, they were down early, and they brought it back. So it seems like EnVy's just struggling to hold on to that lead.
All right, so it looks like EnVy, they're up by 10 right now. And there you go. It's going to be a 10-point lead. So plus 10 for Team EnVyUs. Now, before the replay, they were down 15.
15 points.
So they definitely learned what TK were doing, and now they find themselves in the advantageous position as they have the lead going into the half. And take a look at Sharp, 19 and 15.
And that just goes to show you how many gunfights, won or lost, can change the game. I mean, TK had a 15-point lead, and then you replay the map, and EnVy's taking the advantage. So it just, like I said, it's just like the NBA, NFL. A pass here, a shot there can really change the entire outcome, and EnVy's now comfortable with this lead, and they're going to go into the second side. And I would not be surprised if they held on to it and won this map.
So what does TK have to do to try to bow back here? Because before the replay, I keep saying before the replay, but it was thrown out. They were looking pretty solid. They were rotating well. They were picking up kills.
Yeah, they were.
Just didn't die.
I feel like they just need for the second side to have tighter rotations. As I was watching the mini-map, because that's what I focus on the most, just because I know, you know how it is. Competitive players, my eyes are on the mini-map more than they're on my individual POV. And that's really important because EnVy, if you watch the mini-map, they were on their rotation. Every given second, they were making those snap decisions. And
they're all on the same page.
And that's at the helm of Rambo. I guarantee he's calling out that every single time. As soon as one of his teammates spawns up, rotate, get to the next flag. And I think TK can do that a little bit better on this side.
So now TK, they're going to be a bit light on the rotation here. Since they're down, they're going to have to leave one player just to try to hang around the flag they're trying to hold. So if they're holding A, they're trying to fight through C. They can only afford to rotate 3 to C because EnVy, they're just looking to trade flags here. TK's going to need one player to go big with the defense.
You know what? With how close this game is about to be, I would be very tempted to go into a listen-in with TK with 2 or 3 minutes left. I think that'd be pretty interesting. One of my biggest, I was a big fan of the Halo listen-ins back in the day because Halo call-outs, I don't know if you guys ever watched competitive Halo, but the amount of call-outs they have and the team communication, it's unbelievable. And I think Complexity is a team that does that very well. In Black Ops 2, that was one of my biggest reasons why I think they were so successful. If you went into a listen-in, everything was being called out. And this small talk is the biggest difference that will have a team either catapult into victory or just suffer in defeat.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring up TK and Complexity as examples because those are 2 teams that have former Halo pros on their team.
Exactly, and that's one of the things that we've been trying to emulate. Our biggest issue was communication. Clayster and I are very vocal. We get into a lot of arguments. We're very opinionated, and we're just trying to get EnVyUs and Scump to call out more. And since they have, we've been finding success.
Well, call-outs are pretty important.
Yeah. So, jumping on board right now, we have Merc. He's surprisingly, he was an AR for all of Black Ops 2.
It's still weird for me to see him with an SMG in his hand.
And when Scump left Optic and joined EnVy, I saw Merc for the first time playing Blitz Objective. He's very talented with an SMG. He's done an amazing job of transitioning that role.
All right, switching over to Sharp. 3-1 right now. Look at Theory. He played around a minute, 2 kills, 0 deaths, 2 caps. That's a pretty good job.
And like I said, Theory, that's just how he plays. He is TK has amazing map presence. Sharp and Theory, I feel like, are the dynamic duo on this map. I mean, Sharp off to a hot start rate 5-1, and then Theory hasn't even died yet with 2 captures. When you have 2 players playing that well, it's very hard to lose the map.
Sorry, Theory, he gets shot in the back for the first half of the game, but here comes Sharp. You see him lighten up 2 in the kill feed. As it's going to be Team EnVyUs now with A and C control. And also keep in mind they have a 10-point lead right now, so it's really a 5-point lead if you add everything together.
Right. So Merc actually switched from that tar, and he's going with the red dot vector. I like that because he's struggling a bit. He's 0-5. But when you take out a new gun, it kind of changes the pace. It kind of changes how you approach gunfights. And I think that's what he needs to do. He's on the board now, 1-5. And I'm going to look for him to heat up because when he uses that vector, he shuts it down.
Rambo, now on your screen, it's going to be EnVy trying to attack the A flag. But before they even jump on the flag, they're going to need to get control of both of the A stairs and just try to cut off TK rotating from outside the bar. Rambo gets taken out, which means that A2, it's in control of TK. Big win from Study here.
Yeah, that was a big one-on-one. It's gonna allow him to neutralize, and his team's already pushing into B. So even if he doesn't capture, it's not a big deal. They're most likely gonna capture B. So big plays from Study right there. But a huge 2-piece out of TK to stop that push from EnVy, and they just did an amazing job of recovering. I'm not sure. I didn't see who got the 2-piece right there, but that was big. That was very, very big.
One of them was a team kill. Merc's trophy system actually took out Nameless. So somebody from TK threw a nade.
That's
the trophy killed them.
unbelievable. That was a huge stop right there. That's a difference maker. You know, they have an 11-point lead, so right now, as it stands, they're going to win the map. You get 12 points for every minute that you have a 2-cap. So if they hold this, you know, they're going to breeze on through to the second map with a 1-0 lead.
And TK have a great setup right now. You got Formal pressing over near Pro Shop, Closet lockdown, Kitchen about to be locked down, and one player over near double tents. I don't see any holes in this setup right now, but
and
down
let's
goes
look
Theory.
at Theory again, 9-4, 3 captures, just like he did on the first game that they played.
And then you also got Goon and Sharp. They both only died 5 times apiece.
Yeah, phenomenal play so far. You know, they have this 18-point lead with 2 minutes left. And I think EnVy's going to have to go full throttle here and really make a play. They get the 2-cap. Merc even bringing out the AR, so he's trying to switch up the pace of the game. You know, picks up a nice kill there. But they're already on A. TK is already swarming that flag. You know, Rambo's going to try and make his way into B, and they might be able to collapse on this one player, but a big gunfight out of there. And Nameless picks up the kill. He's going to hop on B, but he's going to have a lot of confrontation in front door, and he gets taken out.
Yeah, here comes Merc trying to follow it up. Picks up one. Another one coming through Kitchen, but it's going to be Study there, saving Merc's life. As EnVy, they take control of B, but it doesn't matter because Team Kaliber, they're already on C.
Yeah. And just everybody from TK is just doing their job. They turned up when they needed to. Goonjar, like we said, 14-8. Sharp 13-5, Theory 10-6. Everybody is positive on their team. And when you're outplaying the other squad on a map like Strike Zone, it's going to be extremely difficult to lose that map.
Now, I've been looking at the mini-map so much, their rotations have been on point. You called it perfectly. Team Kaliber,
yeah.
They set it up. They're working much better together on this second side, and they're poised to take the win on map 1.
That's what it's all about on Strike Zone. It's unlike any other domination map. You know, you play something like Octane or Freight. You don't have rotations like that. It's very map control orientated. And it's so difficult to hold control on this map, so those rotations, you have to know when to give up a flag. And that's some of the biggest things that I feel like amateur players and you know, some pro teams struggle with.
Yeah, you just give up one flag, you trade it for the next one, and
it's just hard for people to understand that concept, you know? Like, even now, to this day, you know, we'll be in the middle of a map on Strike Zone, and people will want to go back to the flag. Like, we can make it. We have time. We can rotate back. Even if there's a possibility of you being able to save that flag, I still think it's the worst play of the two. Rotate to the next flag.
It's always best to work with the team in the end.
Yeah, and TK, you know, bringing it back, they ended up winning map 1. That's huge because this search and destroy is going to be so vital for EnVy to get back into the this match, and you know, they're going to go round for round. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, none of that. They're looking for revenge. Keep in mind, this is the EnVy team that knocked him out of the CoD Champs tournament. This is the EnVy team that caused TK to win $0 at Call of Duty Championships, so you know they're going to want to try to come at their neck here.
Crazy upsets and matches at Call of Duty Championships. You know, the storyline was great. I hate to see TK get eliminated early, but you know, sometimes that's Call of Duty. Day to day, you know, you just come out, have a bad one, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, sometimes land is just about who's hotter on that day.
Completely agree.
Yep, map 2 in the series, it's going to be Search and Destroy on Warhawk. We're about to go there, but first we're going to a quick commercial break. Stay tuned here on MLG.TV.
Come on.